Chapter 8. The Hound of the Baskervilles. Before we begin, Sherlock Holmes is a fictional character created by the famous Scottish writer Arthur Conan Doyle, the mastermind detective who called himself a consulting detective in the stories. Holmes first appeared in print in 1887 in a detective novel, A Study in Scarlet. He pursued criminals throughout Victorian and Edwardian London, the south of England, and continental Europe. Holmes is known for his proficiency with observation, forensic science, and logical reasoning while investigating cases. This story is set in the moors of Devonshire, England. Sherlock Holmes and Dr. Watson are investigating the mysterious death of Sir Charles Baskerville. The death was caused by a heart attack, but the local people think that Sir Charles' death is connected to a 200-year-old family curse. According to the curse, a monstrous demon hound dog roams the moors and seeks revenge against the Baskervilles. The life of Sir Henry Baskerville, the heir of Sir Charles, might also be in danger. Watson goes to Baskerville Hall first and meets four people who could be possible suspects. There is Barrymore and his wife. Then there is an archaeologist named Stapleton and his sister, Beryl Stapleton. Holmes, meanwhile, does his own investigation. He takes the help of Lestrade, a police detective. He visits Baskerville Hall secretly and finds a striking resemblance between Sir Hugo Baskerville, whose portrait hangs on the wall of the Baskerville Hall, and Stapleton. Sherlock is sure that Stapleton is actually a Baskerville, and with Sir Henry dead, he stands to inherit the Baskerville fortune. Though he has a motive for murder, Sherlock and Watson will have to catch him red handed to prove that he is guilty. More importantly, they have to have Sir Henry before it is too late. How will they do it? Read on to find out. We picked up Lestrade at the railway station and arrived at Baskerville Hall, paying off the carriage. We walked across the moor in the moonlight until we reached the path leading to Merripit House. My nerves were tensed as we walked with the cold wind on our face and dark, empty spaces on either side. My God, it doesn't seem a very cheerful place, said Lestrade. We moved silently and carefully until Holmes stopped us about 200 yards from the house. This will do, he said. We can hide behind these rocks on the right. Watson, you know the place. Creep forward quietly and see what they are doing. I tiptoed down the path till I could look through the window. Sir Henry and Stapleton were sitting at the round table with coffee and wine in front of them. Stapleton was talking in a lively manner, but Sir Henry looked pale. You say the lady is not there? Holmes asked when I told them what I had seen. Yes, and there is no light in any other room either. A dense white fog hung over the great Grimpenmire and was slowly moving in our direction. Holmes turned his face towards it. That fog is the one thing upon earth that could have upset my plans. But it's already 10 o'clock. Our success and Sir Henry's life depends on his coming out before the fog is over the path. As the fog came curling around the house, Holmes dropped on his knees and put his ear on the ground. Thank heavens, I think I hear him coming. A sound of quick steps broke the silence. He started kneeling at the path. The steps grew louder and louder. Through the fog came the man we were waiting for. He walked swiftly along the path, passed close to where we were hiding, and went on. As he went on, he kept looking uneasily over his shoulders. Hist, said Holmes suddenly, and I heard the click of a revolver. Look out, it's coming! We started into the fog, and then I saw Holmes' lips part in amazement while Lestrade gave a yell of terror. I was frozen by the sight of the dreadful shape which came leaping towards us. It was a hound, an enormous coal black hound, but such a hound human eyes have never seen. Fire burst from its mouth. Its eyes glowed, and its jaws were outlined in flickering flame. It seemed like a hound from hell. With long bounds, the huge creature bounded down the track, following hard upon the footsteps of Sir Henry. We were so stunned that we let it pass. The Holmes and I both fired together, and the creature gave a hideous look, which meant that it had been hit. But it did not pause. Far away on the path, we saw Sir Henry looking back, his face white in the moonlight, his hands raised in horror. That cry of pain from the hound had blown our fears to the winds.
If we could wound it, we could kill it.
Never have I seen a man run as Holmes ran that night. Ahead of us, we heard Sir Henry scream and the deep roar of the hound. I was in time to see the beast spring upon its victim, hurl him to the ground, and reach for his throat. But the next instant, Holmes had emptied his revolver into the creature. With a last roar of agony, it rolled upon its back, its 4 feet pawing the air, and then fell limp on its side. Sir Henry lay in faint. He loosened his collar, and Holmes breathed a prayer of thank when he saw that he had been in time. Already our friend's eyelids shivered, and two frightened eyes looked up at us. My God, he whispered. What was it? What in heaven's name was it? It's dead, said Holmes. We have laid the family ghost to rest, once and forever. In sheer size and strength, it was a terrible creature which lay stretched before us. Even now, the huge jaws seemed to be dripping with bluish flame, and the small curl, deep set eyes were ringed with fire. I touched its jaws, and as I held up my own fingers, they gleamed in the darkness. Phosphorus, I said, cleverly prepared to have no smell, as it would have no smell, as it would have interfered with the dog's sense of smell. We owe you a deep apology, Sir Henry, for letting you face this fright. I was prepared for a hound, but not for such a creature as this. And the fog gave us a little time to receive him. You saved my life. But we first endangered it. Are you strong enough to stand? He staggered to his feet, but he was still pale and trembling. No more adventures tonight, said Holmes. Wait here, and one of us will go back to the hall with you. We helped him to the shelter of a rock where he sat shivering while we walked towards Merripit House. They find Beryl, who is actually Mrs. Stapleton, bound and gagged in an upstairs room of Merripit House. She leads them to Stapleton's secret hideout. But by the time they reach the secret place, Stapleton is dead, having slipped and fallen into the mire.